All right. I'm introducing our host. Hi everyone, as Morgan said, wow, that was very quiet. Welcome to Comedy Night. It's great to be back. We are Come Through Comedy. Woohoo. Thank you, random citizen. Let me introduce your host for the night, the triple threat, Alex Henning.
What's up, Deer Park? How we doing tonight? I'm your host, Alex. Thank you guys for coming out. We got a great show for you guys. We got a lot of funny comics. Big shout out to Morgan and all the Deer Park staff here. Couldn't do this night without them. Got some great specials tonight. We got $5 Captain Morgan drinks, $5 house wines, $5 off pizzas all night. Definitely get that, and like always, make sure to tip your amazing bartenders. Alright, I'm going to tell you guys some jokes. You seem like a cool crowd. So, despite my current figure, I actually used to be a great bodybuilder in my prime. I could build a Mr. Potato Head in like 10 seconds. I was very good, and then they started making Mrs. Potato Heads, and it was way harder building those because I could never find the G-spot. Gotten better though, that kind of thing. Got older, matured. Finally know where the clitoris is on a lady. I think, maybe. But I still have my fair share of problems like any other fella. Like, for example, whenever I'm watching a movie with a lady, I can never decide what movie to watch because I only watch cartoons. So we'll be hanging out in my mom's basement, arguing over what movie to watch, and I'll turn to this lovely lass and go, "Have you seen the SpongeBob movie?" "No." "Do you want to see the SpongeBob movie?" "No." One more time. "Can we see the SpongeBob movie?" So what usually ends up happening is she watches like Schindler's List on the TV, and I, of course, usually just end up watching porn on my iPad. That's how most of my dates tend to go nowadays. I remember back in middle school when my fellow peers and I were first getting into porn. We didn't really know what type of porn was acceptable to talk about. So everyone would just default to, "Oh, I only watch lesbian porn." The reason being is that in lesbian porn, there are 0 naked men. And in straight porn, there's usually at least 1 naked man. So in our minds, it somehow meant that you were straighter if you watched lesbian porn than if you watched straight porn. I remember people would be like, "I don't watch no straight porn, that's like 50% gay porn. I don't want to see some dude schlong." It was the only time in my life where if you got caught watching straight porn, someone would yell, "You're gay." We were being homophobic and inclusive at the same time without realizing it. It was weird. I remember I was talking to these high school kids one day. They were like, "What are you talking about, man? We don't really watch that much lesbian porn. We're pretty content with straight porn." And in my mind, I'm going, "Holy shit. Everyone in high school must be gay. I'm gonna get so much pussy." I had lied to myself. That did not happen. You guys ever see those websites where it's like, healthiest items at fast food restaurants? I was on this website the other day. It was called like, eat this, not that. It was the healthiest menu items at Domino's. I love Domino's, so I was reading through this website, you know. And on the eat this section, which is the healthy menu items, they had a medium pepperoni pizza, which is obviously super healthy. And then on the don't eat this section, which is the unhealthy menu items, they had a large pepperoni pizza. Did someone really need to make an entire website to tell people that? I feel like someone, just a fraction of common sense could have figured that out. And what's even more worrying is there definitely had to be some guy reading the website like, "God damn, I've been doing it wrong all these years. No wonder I'm not losing any weight. I keep getting the large instead of the medium. I wish someone had told me this sooner that a medium was healthier than a large." Thank God for this website, though. And I kept scrolling down, and they had a healthy dessert section at Domino's, which I didn't think could exist. And I was reading, apparently the unhealthy dessert at Domino's is the molten chocolate lava cake. But if you're on a diet and trying to be healthy, you should get the marble brownie chocolate chip cookie. It's like 10 calories less, but apparently it's healthy according to them. My favorite part of the website, I kept scrolling down. Apparently, one of the healthiest things you can get at Domino's is the Wisconsin 6-Cheese Supreme. 1 cheese wasn't enough, so they had to add 5 more. I can't even name 6 cheeses that go on a pizza. Apparently they use 6 cheeses because that's how many days you won't be able to shit. Wisconsin 6-Cheese Supreme, that sounds like one of those like restaurant challenges where you have an hour to finish it to get it for free. The winner just gets clogged arteries. God damn, I love that pizza though, it's one of my favorites. Alright, we're gonna end on a little lighter subject. The leader of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, for those of you who don't know. The leader of the KKK is called the Grand Wizard. It's probably the lamest powers a wizard could have. Imagine a room with all the greatest wizards like Gandalf, Dumbledore, Wizard of Oz, and David Duke. He's the Grand Wizard. And they're going around the room sharing their powers, and they get to David Duke. They're like, "So what's your power, Mr. Grand Wizard?" "You know, I hate blacks, I hate Jews, I hate Mexicans. I make a pretty good banana bread, though." See, to us, he's like the least cool wizard, but to the KKK, it's the opposite. Imagine when KKK members watched Harry Potter for the first time. They must have been like, "These wizards suck. These are like the worst wizards ever. Why aren't they racist? Where's their white hoods?" And then Voldemort shows up in the movie. They're like, "Never mind, guys. We're good. There's a skinhead who wants to kill everyone. He must be the Grand Wizard. We're safe, guys." Alright, you guys have been a great crowd so far. You guys ready for your next comic? This next comic, you can catch him performing all across Washington, D.C., and you can see him live at the D.C. Improv, March 10th through 12th. Give it up for Fareed Frisbee. Give it up for Fareed one more time. Thank you for ruining Pokemon Go for everyone.
Forever.
Up next, we got another very funny comic. Give it up for Eric Latham.
You guys hear me? Is this good? How's everybody doing tonight? Quick question for the audience. Has anybody ever had a conversation with a significant other on whether or not watching porn was okay in the relationship? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because like some people think it's like cheating. I had one girlfriend, not my current one, a long time ago. She was like super against it. She thought if you watched porn in a relationship, that was just cheating to the highest degree. And I respected it. I was like, honestly, that's okay. I respect your boundaries. She didn't want me to go behind her back and watch other women have sex. So I did the right thing. I went behind her back and I watched men have sex. And like, I'm fully straight, but I fuck with gay porn, like low-key, like. To all my fully straight men out there, I've been getting into Benadryl lately. It's a big game changer. You take a little Benadryl before bed, man, woman, it's the same thing, really. And you get visited by like a shadowy hat man, it's crazy. Lately, I've been really displeased with the magician community. I don't know if anybody agrees with me. I think magic is like disgusting now. When I was a kid, it was like Harry Potter. It was like magical, full of whimsy, one might say. But now it's like, does anybody know who like David Blaine is? His whole thing, he's like the top magician nowadays. They give him all the Netflix specials, but his shit is kind of disgusting. It's like about like a sword in his eyeball. He'll just like shit it out, and then people like go nuts. I'm not over like the thumb trick. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't need to do that. You know what I'm talking, like the thumb trick that like our grandparents would do. I was at my like Christmas like family thing a couple months ago, and we gave my nephew who's 6 his first like startup magic kit. And one of the things, it taught him how to do the thumb trick, and he was doing it for like all my aunts and uncles and all that shit. And they were all like, wow, way to go, Luke, oh my God. I was like, a couple drinks in, I'm like, what the fuck did you do that? You know what I mean? maybe I'm just dumb as fuck. But like, yeah, David Blaine, he's too hardcore, man. He'll just like cut himself with a knife and call it like magic. Like, damn, if that's magic, I was a fucking great magician when I was 13. Goddamn. They didn't give me a Netflix special though. I was doing that shit every day. They sent me to the guidance counselor. His name is 0 free drugs at the guidance counselor. I'm not racist, but I just fucking can't stand white people, dude. I fucking hate white people. Yeah, people will say I'm white. That's your opinion. I'm from Long Island. Is anybody here from Long Island? Okay. White people from Long Island are kind of like the white people of white people. You know how in Hollywood movies they would depict like Mexico and like the Middle East, they'll put like a yellow filter over it, they'll play some like Arabian music, and like they always do that in like movies. That's all like racist like Hollywood bullshit, but if you go to Long Island that actually happens, except like the yellow filter is just from like spray tan chemicals, and instead of like an Arabian scale, it's just like the intro to Piano Man. I went to a Catholic all-boys private high school on Long Island. Yeah, who the fuck just said that? I'm about to spill some tea on that high school in a second. I kind of hated like having to do all the religion classes. They taught us that like lying is a sin on like day 1. I was like, fuck, I've done that at least like 20 times. Shit, I'm screwed. It's like a very conservative like Catholic school. And there was like a big thing. It was like the biggest news. They were shooting a military movie. Like on campus, they were using our fitness center to shoot a military movie. It was a huge deal. They just shut it down, and like no students could like use it. You know what I'm saying? And the movie came out, and even bigger reaction came when it wound up being a gay adult film called Private Romeo. Every student thought it was hilarious, but the priests were pissed as fuck. They were like, are you telling me that a film studio is discreetly exploiting the sexuality of young men using our hidden fitness center? Why didn't we think of that? What the fuck? You're telling me we had to send Father James to flee to Rome for 6 years for nothing? God dang. You guys ever see like the sex toys on the line of Barnes and Noble and wonder like whose that's for? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? If you go on the line of a Barnes and Noble, they have like these like rotating like glass things. It'll be like desktop dildo and like water gun penis. Like, and it's like they're always restocking it. Like, who the fuck is buying these? You know what I'm saying? Barnes and Noble is crazy. They'll have like one shelf for like non-fiction, and then like 10 rows for like anime board games. Have you ever been on social media and seen like a specific post and then just like instantly deleted it? Like it was like your breaking point? That happened to me this summer. I was on Twitter and like an idiot, I checked to see what was trending on Twitter, which is not something I'm ever gonna do again. And at the top was hashtag vabbing. Does anybody know what vabbing is? I can see that most of you don't. You're gonna wanna sit down for this one. It was a trend that was big on TikTok and Twitter over the summer, in which single women, in an attempt to like attract their crush, would reach down, take their discharge and wipe it on their necks and their face to use it like a fragrance. This is very real, you can look it up. Since learning about this, I actually have a pro climate change stance now. People are like, do you support climate change? I'm like, yes. I hope it beats us. Like, I've been watching The Last of Us lately, and like, it's like in the apocalypse, and it's this girl that was raised in the apocalypse, and she doesn't know anything else. And people are like, man, that's so fucked up. She has to like kill people at a young age. And I'm like, I grew up with Twitter. Like, fuck you, that's so much worse. They're like, man, the zombies in that show are so disgusting and scary. I could never fight one of those. I had to look at Howie Mandel's prolapsed anus on a random morning in July. I have it worse. Do you guys ever wonder if there's like a point? You guys ever wake up in the morning and wonder if like it's even worth it to like keep going?
Hell yeah!
Do you guys wonder if like, what if like maybe if I just like disappeared off the face of the earth, maybe nobody would even like care? Like people would just go on like normal? Alright, thank you guys. You can look at my Venmo is Eric-Latham37. I'm very poor. Cocaine Bear is out in theaters. Shout out Jake Bass.
Alright, let's keep the show rolling. Next up, we got another very funny comic. Give it up for Mackenzie Fry.
Howdy, folks. Howdy. How are we doing? Hey, girl. What's up? Anybody here from Pennsylvania? Yeah. Anybody from rural Pennsylvania? All right, good, because I'm going to make fun of them. I'm from there. Okay. Pennsylvania wants to be Texas so bad, you know? But I've been on Pennsylvania Tinder, and let me tell you, everything is not bigger in Pennsylvania, okay? Like, it's scary on there, all right? There's like half middle-aged men that have their like age range setting from 18 to 22, and the other half are like random people. They think they're like wannabe country boys, you know, that think that they because they catch a bass on a random Tuesday and post a TikTok about it makes them the next Buffalo Bill. You know what I mean? No, but I'm saying this because, again, I'm from the rural part of PA, and let me tell you, Pennsylvania is like the racist uncle of the North, you know? We all know the uncle that I'm talking about. It's 6 p.m., you're trying to sit down and have dinner, and you're just like having this conversation. You're like, no, yeah, Uncle Terry, I did see your Confederate flag flying out of your Ford F-150. No, I can't tell you got it from Tractor Supply. You know what I mean? It's like one of those, we all have one of those family members. You know what I mean? Like, I see that shit more than I see the normal flag, which is saying something. You know, they'll be like, it's part of our heritage, it's part of our heritage. Like, no, it's not. You're 12% German, 30% Swiss, and like 2% Scotch-Irish. You know what I mean? Like, sit the fuck down, all right? No, I did not pull those statistics off of my own Ancestry.com results. I pulled them from 23andMe. And it's odd to me because PA wasn't even on that side of the war. You know what I mean? Pennsylvania was not part of the Confederacy. So they'll just be like rooting for the losing team for fun. Which seems to be a common theme. I mean, we all saw the Super Bowl. I know. I'm sorry. Please don't let my car on fire, alright? That bitch has been through enough. Seriously, I would tell you about it. You know, I'm just like every other girl. You know, I put my pad on one wing at a time, just like the rest of y'all. I hit a few curves, you know, I don't know what a check engine light looks like. The first time I got one, I was like, you know, I popped the hood, and I'm like, yeah, my engine's there, like I checked, now what, you know? This bitch didn't come with instructions. Maybe it did. I wouldn't know. You know, I have like every girl, alright, almost every girl will have like 3 Wawa bags, a fucking, like, candle, and like 3 different Taylor Swift CDs, with like the Taylor Swift CDs not even in the CD thing, right? In their front seat alone. And you expect me to find the instructions for my, like, no, that's not happening. That's not happening. You know? So, this was like right before I was supposed to drive down here for the first time. You know, it's a 2-hour drive for me. And I'm like, fuck it, like I'll just figure it out when I get home. You know, or like when I get moved in. You know what I mean? And long story short, I didn't have to. I hit the curb so hard down by the arena that my check engine light turned off. I fixed that bitch by committing curbicide so hard, it was just like, never mind. You know, I took after my parents, you know, you beat it hard enough and it starts acting right, you know? Who here got beat by their parent? No, I'm sorry. Me too. Sorry. Yeah, so far I'm like 1 for 1 when it comes to hitting curves, because like I hit the curb so hard down on Ray Street that I popped my tire, my back tire. I did not hit the curb with my back tire. So if anybody can explain to me how that happened, that would be great after the show. Thank you. But yeah, so that's twice now that I've committed curbicide in Newark. I'm basically a serial killer here now. Except I'm not. Except I'm not hot, so Netflix isn't gonna make a documentary about me. You know? They're gonna get like Megan Fox to play me, and they're gonna show like my face at the end, and it's gonna be like the one jump scare. You know what I mean? Scariest part of the movie. And you know, I don't really get the obsession with serial killers right now. Everybody's like, yeah, no, I could have fixed him. Like, you couldn't even fix Kyle on the 3rd floor with mommy issues. You know what I mean? You're not fixing Ted Bundy. You're not fixing Ted Bundy. I'm sorry. You know, it's like the same type of dude that thinks that he's the Joker because his mom stopped doing his laundry at 12. I'm just gonna do my laundry really, really bad. That was a really bad Jared Leto Joker impression, the worst Joker impression. Kyle could have done it better, but he's not here right now. He's still trying to figure out how to turn on the dryer. And also his girlfriend. I know. Hey, but listen, depending on the type of dryer, he could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, if you're picking up what I'm sitting down on. You know? And if Kyle's girlfriend is in the crowd right now, call me, because I know how to turn on a dryer. Anyway, that's all that I have. Thank you for sticking with me. I wrote that set last night, so if you can tell, then buy yourself another drink. Thank you.
Give it up for Mackenzie one more time. I feel like me and Kyle would be best friends. Alright, up next we have Mr. Worldwide himself, the international man of Mazel Tov. Give it up for Jacob Hurst.
Hello, everyone. I'm tweaking, I'm geeking, and I'm excited to be back at Deer Park. How are we all doing tonight? It is true. I've been around. Not like that. I'm terrified of STDs, but what? Who said we know? Okay. Yeah, so Alex is right. I started off my winter break going to Israel. I went to Birthright. Go Jews. The Jews. Where are the Jews at? Too many of you, too many. Okay. Yeah, that's basically when an old Jewish person just like, you're gonna pay $250 for a 9-day trip around Israel. And that's exactly what happened. I was in a group of 20 to 24-year-olds, you know, two completely different people. The 20-year-olds were all like, I've never been in a bar before, and they just went out every night. The 24-year-olds were like, oh, I'm tired, at like 9 p.m., drinking wine on their couch. Very strange. But you could already tell who was going to turn into Jewish moms. It was a little scary. It was most of the 20-year-olds, they'd be like, we went out to the Shuk, which is the marketplace, and they're like, is that all you're eating? Is that all you're eating, Jacob? You gotta fill up. You gotta fill up, you're gonna go out tonight. Or, you know, we're going out to the bars, they're like, another Hawaiian shirt, Jacob? Another Hawaiian shirt? Come on. Bring up the style. Or like, one of them told me, they're like, I see a little bit of red pigment in your beard. Do we go out? Do we pussy, Jacob? I'm like, I'm not, yeah. You're crazy. We also went to the Western Wall. It's one of the holiest sites in all the world. Someone on the trip thought it was the Westeros Wall from Game of Thrones. But the only White Walkers that we have to watch out for are blonde-haired and blue-eyed. Yeah, I don't like Nazis either. So I'm not a terribly religious person, so I'm like, what am I even supposed to do here? And they're just like, you just gotta like go and pray. And so I go up to the wall, and I'm like, I touch it, and I'm like, and the next thing I'm like, oh my God, oh my Lord, and then like a chorus came out of the wall, I was like, and then I was like, Jesus, Moses. It was a very strange experience with all the old Jewish men who were like, oh, and then we even had Israeli defense soldiers on the trip. They were a lot of fun. Very strange compared to the American Israel. They're just kind of carrying guns around casually, one, but they also have a lot of stereotypes about Americans. At the Western Wall, they're like, oh, what are you going to pray for? More hamburgers? Yes, that was great. And then also they have like really weird sayings. So we went to the Shuk, like the marketplace, it's super crowded, and I kid you not, they turn around to me and they go, like a midget at a urinal, you better stay on your toes. And they ran in, and I was like, what? And the Jewish women were just like, oh my gosh, I think they're called little people now. I don't think you can say that. Yeah, so then after I went to Israel, I had like a 6-day layover, and then I went to London, go London. The Queen's dead. Just a reminder. You're cheering a bit too loud for that. Yeah, first thing I noticed about London, language barrier, completely different. Bathroom, the loo. The pigeons sound a bit different. They go, Q. There's no separation of church and state, so I went to all the churches and they're like, Jew. You can smell it, I don't know. Freaky. Then there's also a lot of history, revolving around London. There's a lot of people who have the same name, a lot of Henrys, a lot of Edwards. I was talking about that, I was like, there's not a lot of Georges, and I hear some British kid go, oh yes, there's Georges, you have Georges. There's the George who started the Revolutionary War, and there's the George who had the towers. Yeah, I was a bit shocked too. Another thing weird about London, British humor is not that funny. I could tell because I would come home at night and the first thing on the TV would be The Big Bang Theory and American Dad reruns. So they maybe should go to London. I don't know. But yeah, after I got back, I had to make something else my personality. So I decided to rush a sorority. It was an accident. Let me explain. So there I was in Trabant, ready to go do some work. And next thing I know, I'm swept into a group of girls. And I'm like, what? Oh no. Hold on. Then some woman, I think her name was like Rogue Am or something, she was like, what are you doing? Why do you have your backpack and your phone? What's your name and value? And I'm like, I'm not a very argumentative person, so I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. She's like, put your bag in the lounge, get in line, I'm gonna give you a name and value. Okay. Easy, okay. I'm in the back of the line. I'm going towards a door. Women in front of me are getting swept in left and right. I have no idea where I'm going. It's like you know, like the ride at Disney World where like you're about to go down the waterfall? That's what it felt like. I was scared. Then I get swept into a room, immediately walk in. Some girl named Michaela, she was like, oh my God. What's your name? I'm Jacob. Oh my God, that's my brother's name. Cool. Where are you from, Jacob? Connecticut? No way. My roommates are from Connecticut! That's so cool. Over the course of 5 minutes, I learned I had a lot in common with Michaela. We're both 125 pounds. We both go to the same barber. Our social security number is the same. Then, you know, she was like, I need you to meet my grandma. And I'm like, what? And she's like, my G-Big. And I'm like, oh, okay, nice to meet you. Also Michaela, spelled differently. I also had a lot in common with this Michaela. You know, we're both 5'7". We have the same bra size. And apparently we're both circumcised. I got to find that out. And then I met 2 more Michaelas of different spellings. And then after that, I was finally let free from the room. So I'm like, I think I'm done with all this sorority stuff for now. I kind of went on my way. Little did I know, 2 weeks later, I would run into all 4 Michaelas again. I was getting dinner at Pencater, and I'm like, oh my God. They're like, Jacob! And I'm like, Michaelas! And everybody's freaking. They're like, did you get a bid? I was like, I have no idea what that is. I'm swept into a room once again. I'm given a crop top. It's on me already. I don't know how they did that. I'm just like standing there like, I think this is too small. They're like, no, you're having fun. You're having fun right now. Apparently I was having fun. You know, I run across campus. I'm covered in glitter, very confused. I get into a house where they're like, I had no idea what was happening. I'm like, am I at the Western Wall again? There's a lot of chanting and stuff going on. Really confusing. And yeah, now apparently, you know, Big Little's coming up. I think Michaela might be my big, so if anyone sees Michaela, don't let her know I know this. How much time do I have left? Alex, how much time do I have left? All right. Thank you for just throwing numbers at me. All right, before I go, I have one more thing. I got a movie recommendation for y'all. So Oscar season's coming up. You know, great time for movies. I recently saw a film that changed my life. It's called Lyle Lyle Crocodile. I don't know if you've heard of it. So we all know Shawn Mendes, right? So in this movie, Shawn Mendes has been eaten by a crocodile. It's very scary. And so Javier Bardem is at the pet store and he's like, who is that I hear singing? And he thinks it's Shawn Mendes, but no, it's Lyle who's in Shawn Mendes. And he goes, la 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 la. He sings the entire time, but then he meets this kid Josh. And a side note, Josh is played by this actor named Winslow Fegley. I don't know who named their kid that. I feel so bad for him. And basically, Josh becomes so attached to Lyle that he has a panic attack when he's not near him. Like, he just freaks out when he sees him in the exhibit. That's all I got, yeah. I was just ranting about Lyle Crocodile. Very bizarre movie. Go see it. Right now we got intermission. So we got 10 minutes, and then, yes, Sam Jenkins will open us up. Go enjoy, get some drinks, tip your bartenders. Thank you.
Alright guys, we're about to get started again for the second half. You can get your drinks, take a seat, it'll be great. Alright guys, you all for sticking around. You guys enjoy the show so far? Love to hear it. We heard a lot of great acts in that first half. Jacob he traveled the world over winter break. I also did a little bit of traveling myself over winter break. I went to the iconic Las Vegas, Nevada over winter break for my first time. It was interesting. It's my first time in Las Vegas, Nevada. I felt so poor there. Everyone had so much more money than me. It was interesting, but I didn't let that get me down. I did all the things one does in Las Vegas, Nevada. I gambled, I drank, I did a lot of drugs. I had a lot of the big buffets that they have in Las Vegas, Nevada. And another novelty of Las Vegas, Nevada is the ladies of the night. And I had my first encounter with a lady of the night. It was quite interesting. It's at a bar about 3 in the morning, me and my two buddies. This beautiful woman walks up in the bar and she says to me, "Hey, handsome, is anyone sitting here?" And I was nervous because she's a pretty lady, so I said, oh no, but you're sitting here now. So she sits down next to me and we start talking. And she tells me she quit her stripping job to be an entrepreneur. It's like, wow, it's amazing. And upon further conversation, I learned that her business is she gives naked massages. That was cool. If you don't know what a naked massage is, both parties are naked, and she gives a regular full body massage, and then she jerks you off at the end. You also get oral sex and some other amenities. It's very nice, and I told her that I was a marketing major, so I was kind of helping her out with, advertising strategy. We were discussing what the name of her company should be, that kind of thing. Of course, we were talking about her services as well. It was weird because I was with my two buddies and they were sitting to the right of me. They were in the midst of a soulful conversation about life. And 2 feet to their left, I was talking to this lovely lass about the best way to suck dick. It was an interesting conversation though, and we talked for a while, and I finally said to her, "Hey, I think you're a really nice lady. I think you're beautiful, but, what's your price?" And she says to me, "I thought you'd never ask." She said, "Yeah, you're not like my other clients, All my clients are wealthy, older, married men. And you're none of those things. You're just a sweet boy looking for companionship." And then she told me, "I charge most of my clients $800, $900, sometimes even $1,000 in the great city of Las Vegas, Nevada." She told me, "I like you, you're a real sweet kid, so I'll give you a discount. I'll give you my services for just $500. I said, "By God, that's one of the most generous things anyone's ever done for me. I'll gladly accept your services for just $500. Do you take flex points? Do you do meal exchange? I have off-campus meal plan. I can throw some dining points in there too. I have my UD1 card if there's a 10% discount thing going on." So it turns out she did not take my UD flex points as payment. And I think she saw some old guy take off his wedding ring across the bar and went over to him. But that was my time in the great city of Las Vegas, Nevada. Alright, you guys ready to start the second half? This next comic, he's hilarious, very funny. Give it up for Sam Jenkins.
How we doing, Deer Park? All right. Thank you guys so much for coming. This is my first time doing stand-up at Deer Park, and I cannot read my index card, so we're gonna have a fantastic night. Today is March 1st, which means it is National Women's Month, and it's her birthday, apparently, but yeah, happy birthday. But it's Women's History Month, which is great. I myself am a triple threat. I'm into girls, I'm into guys, and I'm single. I know it's really hard to do all three, but I understand that women have a pretty tough struggle in their lives. I grew up with 3 sisters and around my mom, so I get it, There was one day in middle school where I actually, I went to school with a wig and a dress on, kind of dressed as a woman, just to see, how women go throughout their day. And by the end of the day, I was kind of sad because, based on my experience, it seems like women get called faggot a lot. But you know, I've always felt really comfortable in my sexuality. Thank you. That was a good one. I've been pretty comfortable lately just expressing my sexuality. You guys remember monkeypox? Yeah, that people were lining up to get the monkeypox vaccine like it was a PlayStation. But it's funny because they had like very specific criteria you had to follow, and you know, to be eligible was if you have multiple partners, if you're homosexual. But you know, the thing is, I went to go get my shot because I'm very careful, and there's no way that they're really gonna know. You know, like I could just give my urine sample like sitting down, and they would be like, okay, this guy got it. Let's talk about my mom for a second. My mom is like my best friend. Her name is Jody Jenkins. Jody Jenkins wears earplugs to the movie theater. You know, we'll be sitting down in the middle row somewhere. She hates the front. She hates the back. We'll hear the and they're just right in. You know, I don't even know if she hears any movies. Jody Jenkins takes us Christmas shopping at Walmart and Ross after Christmas. I don't know if you've ever been to any of the below the poverty line stores, after the holidays, where, you're looking for clothes on the floor, and it's like, you're in the produce aisle, this is the large. It just makes me wonder, like, how does it get that bad? Like, I'm just imagining someone is looking through shirts, like, okay, this is a weird color. It's crazy, it's a love affair. I love Walmart, though, because you don't have to pay for anything there. That's great. I've been doing a lot to improve myself lately. I've kind of started on a little bit of a fitness journey. It's great. This was supposed to start back in the summer, but I had some hurdles. June 2nd, 2022, I was waiting for the water to boil for my instant ramen, got too hungry, ate the dry ramen, turned the water off. That was the end of my fitness journal for that day. It's pretty cool. I used to go to the gym religiously, twice a year around the holidays. I've been going a little bit more now. I've been trying to quit porn. Porn is like stealing from Walmart, something everyone does, but no one really wants to talk about. I just try to distract myself with other hobbies and productive habits. I've been reading some books lately. The Myth of Sisyphus by Albert Camus, great book. Atomic Habits, James Clear, it's a very popular TikTok book. 50 Shades of Grey, it's a great one. Really helped me clear my mind. All right, I'm going to talk to some of the crowd, because I'm very interested to hear, what people's backgrounds are from. Where are you from?
New York.
Oh my God, really? Me too.
I went to St. George's.
Oh my God, really? Me too. I didn't. How about you in the green? Where are you from?
I'm from Bay.
Oh really? Me too. That's great. No, I'm from the New York, New Jersey area. It's great because people up there also can't drive, but they can use two-directional streets. There's a burn on Newark. Sorry about that. It's okay though. But back to my mother, Jody Jenkins. She sends me a Valentine's Day box every single year, since I've been single, so I'd say quite a few. And, inside the box is always like, basically she's just saying, listen, I know you're still alone, I love you, here's some Starbursts. And, it's a cute gesture. I really do appreciate my mom. She's done the stuff she did for me, so that's great. You guys remember Wordle? That was fun. I love Wordle because Wordle is proof that the small things are so much better. Anyone else live in like a residence hall? Or gotten that before? As an adult living in a residence hall, which is a little weird. It's okay. You get kind of an inside scoop. Those Christiana buildings have been up for a while, and I know they might be planning to tear them down, demolish them. But I think that they're kind of waiting because I don't think Dennis wants to send an email that says remembering our beloved towers anytime soon. That would be kind of rough. I think they're kind of just waiting for that one. This is good. I'm glad you guys are having a good time. Celebrity drama is weird too. We're almost 1 year away from the anniversary of the Oscars, and Chris Rock is dropping a comedy special. It's like, what more does he have to say? Like, we saw every single angle. It was like that scene from Cars when they get the three-way tie. It's like, we saw every angle of that fucking slap. It was weird. But like, I hate it so much when you find out that a celebrity you love is like such a bad person. Like, when I found out that Tim Allen leans to the right, I was devastated. I knew he'd be a dick, but I didn't think he'd look just like mine. I wasn't gonna make that joke tonight, and I shouldn't have. But even like, you know, the Alec Baldwin thing, like, that's kind of depressing to me. You know, 'cause he's a nice guy, he's a good actor. There were a lot of court battles involved. So, you know, I unequivocally stand with Alec Baldwin because there's no way I'm going to stand in front of him. Yeah, I don't know, it's a good one. What else do we have here? Yeah, so I've been off social media too. It's been pretty good to like clear my mind, just to get back in touch with myself. Doom scrolling on LinkedIn gets really boring. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also off dating apps. It's kind of awfully grid. I don't know, it feels kind of good. People like to complain a lot about Bumble. You know, Bumble's so liberal. And I'm like, if you want like a right-leaning dating app, they have plenty. Like Christian Mingle, you know, like wherever you need to find your fix. It is really dark in here, isn't it? Okay, we're pretty close to St. Patrick's Day. Great holiday. Raise your hand or just make some noise if we're gonna go out for St. Patrick's Day. I'm assuming most of you aren't Irish based on that response. Oh, that's awesome. Are you doing anything like super special or just regular special? That's special enough for me. It's kind of weird though. So like, anyone out there with like red hair? Like any gingers out there? Okay, be on the lookout for dyslexic cops. I actually saw a bunch of cops running back from the gym, and they were all carrying weights. Like each of them was holding like, I don't know, 10, 15-pound weights, and they were just running. And, you know, I was confused for a while. Then I realized that they're training to carry the weight of all of the innocent people that get murdered. Yeah, that's a big one. You notice how like manslaughter sounds way more violent than murder? I don't know, I just be thinking things sometimes. I don't know, like murder is just like you intentionally kill someone, but manslaughter, you know, it's not on purpose. So I feel like the guy who hit someone with his car is a lot, you know, he's more deserving of a Netflix show than, what's his name, Ted Danson? Ted Bundy. Yeah, I'm really bad with names. At what point should we be worried about when our friends tell us they want to get into like cliff diving? Like what's the cutoff there? What's the threshold? We should know. How many of you guys like participate in U-Dance? Like by show of hands. Like you're in some sort of club that like raises money. Alright, give yourself like a little clap. A little clap for the U-Dance people. It's great. I try to donate anytime I can because I know that I'll never remember who the same two people were. So if they see me 2 times in a row, I'm fucked. But you know, I'm trying to give back to my community as well. So the other day, I started giving my guest swipes out to homeless people. Just is great because you know they get pretty high quality food. I'd say you know Penn Cater has some great food, and they also get a place to wash their clothes. It's fantastic. All right, well that's all the time I have for today. Thank you guys for hosting tonight.
Give it up for Sam one more time. Alright, this next comic, get ready. He's Newark's most eligible bachelor. Give it up for Matt Weiss.
Alright! Hello everyone. My name is Matthew. I've been doing stand-up for kind of a while now, so I'm kind of like a professional asshole at this point. Like if there was a tier list of assholes, it'd probably go like UD Parking, me, any white guy over 50, and probably this next comic up here. But you know, being an asshole, you know, it doesn't always come with its benefits. For instance, Valentine's Day was recently, and unfortunately, I was playing single player once again. You know, I mean, I tried to find a player to plug their controller into my console. Like, look, I'm desperate. Like, I can be the bottom screen, you can be the top. That's fine by me. But no, I didn't get anyone. I was just stuck at home, shaking the Wii remote up and down by myself. It's a great game. It's called We a Virgin. It's kind of like Wii Sports, but for like incels, which This is the second show I've told a joke about being single, so I may be at this point. Thank you. So what did I do on Valentine's Day? Well, I actually had to get an ultrasound. I was having abdominal pains. UD Health didn't really know what was going on, because of course they didn't. So they're like, you should go get an ultrasound to see what's up. I'm like, ultrasound? Ultrasound? Why, that's what women get when they're pregnant. Huh. So I go to the ultrasound office, and I'm in the waiting room, and there's like a lot of guys in the waiting room. So I'm kind of just like, can men get pregnant? Like, did I miss a biology lecture? Like, what's going on? So eventually the nurse calls me back, and she's like, all right, it's like this beautiful young woman. She's like, all right, we're ready to do this ultrasound. And I kind of understood why men get ultrasounds on Valentine's Day, because that is the most a woman will ever touch them, for sure. So there I am, single guy on Valentine's Day, just laying down on this bed, while this young woman is rubbing a warm gel all over my body. I don't think most of the couples in this room can say they did something that crazy on Valentine's Day. If you did, please keep it to yourself. I'm not interested. No. She also had like a very soothing voice when she did it. She's just like, oh, okay, we're just gonna go up a little more. Just a little more. Okay, you're doing good. Sorry, am I pressing down too hard? No, you're good. All right, I think we're done with the exam. Do you need anything else? Yeah, can you scan a little lower? I think my abdominal pains are a little lower down there. So a couple days pass by, and eventually I get the results. And there were 3 things that they determined. The first one, which I think is the most important one, they did indeed find that dog in me. That means I beat all the other guys in that waiting room. Second thing they found, take it easy on like the spicy foods, the beans and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if describing my stomach as the Taco Bell Inferno was the nicest way to put that, but who am I to argue? The third thing they found, which I thought was the weirdest thing, was it's a boy. Thank you. I was gonna plan to do like a gender reveal party with like this giant explosion of blue smoke, but like all of the good explosives in DuPont Hall seem to be mysteriously locked up for some reason. Wonder who could have done that. Good old UD. I'm a senior here at UD actually. Oh, thank you. That means that I have stopped paying attention in classes about like 4 years ago. Believe it or not, I actually do have a job lined up for after I graduate. It's in this like big city. I don't know if you've heard of it. Wilmington. It's famous for some asshole Joe Biden. I don't really know.
Wilmington!
Like not a lot of people like Wilmington because there's like a lot of murder and crime in there, which, if that bothers you, sure. So what I don't like about Wilmington is that when you go to Wilmington, it's really hard to escape. Like I'll ask for directions to get out of Wilmington, and they'll be like, yeah, do like a little loop-de-loop around the Walgreens. You do like a little figure 8 around the church and the prison, because those are next to each other in this city. and then drive straight into the wall that says 9 3/4, and you're on 995. Great. I have a very interesting feeling about cities. I really enjoy visiting them, but it's kind of like a sanity check for where I live, you know? Yeah, Newark's bad, but at least it ain't Philadelphia. Oh boy, y'all are gonna love this one. Oh man, Philadelphia, they claim to be the city of brotherly love, which makes sense, my brother hates me. They also have sports teams that perform about as well as the average guy that you'll meet in a bar. So he'll do really well, but he ain't coming through in the climax, guys. I'm sorry. I think I have time for one more city to shit on. I do New Jersey, but that's kind of too easy. So I'm gonna stick with one that I'm more familiar with, Chicago. Chicago, which is just New York City if no one cared. New York City has the Statue of Liberty. Chicago has this giant metal beam.
Oh my God.
Everybody loves it. Chicago also has this interesting thing where they give their own spin and take on foods, and they're all wrong. If Grotto's is getting pizza down better than you, there's issues. You gotta go back to the drawing board. That's all I have for you tonight. Thank you much. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Matt West one more time. Let's keep this show rolling. Next up, we got, he wants to say the Beast of the East, Eric Jansen.
What's up, everyone? Hello, Deer Park. Man, I miss having to talk over the crowd. But anyways, yeah. I won't, I promise. Yeah, but I'm Eric, and if you couldn't tell, I'm Asian. You couldn't tell from yeah. And I went to a high school with all Asians in it. Anyone who went to my high school, he knows what I'm talking about, right? That was an experience. A lot of kids get bullied for being nerds and shit, you know what I mean? I feel that's the correct reason to get bullied, but I was bullied because my GPA was below 3.5. I remember Andrew Chang didn't invite me to his party because I wasn't in AP Calculus. I think they peer pressured me into studying. But yeah, growing up in the Asian community was wild because we're the only minority to out-earn white people. So let's get a round of applause for Asians, guys. And our success in America has come at the very small cost of having all the worst stereotypes. A lot of people, they have the cool stereotypes, right? Latinos, y'all got the good music and the good food. Black dudes, you got big dicks, you know what I mean? Us Asians, man, we have to deal with small penises, man. Do you know how hard that is? Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. I do too, from personal experience. But yeah, that stereotype may or may not be true. They also say Asians are bad drivers, which I actually do not agree with. I think I'm a great driver. I was driving through Pennsylvania. It was rural Pennsylvania last week, and I come up behind this car, and I realize that's not a car. That's a horse and buggy. So I pull up to pass it, and I shit you not, there's an 8-year-old Amish kid driving the horse and buggy, This kid, he was fucking 8, and then like, I got annoyed because he wasn't letting me pass, you know, so I honked my horn, I gave my horn a little love tap, you know, just a small beep, and then this kid, he flips me off, dude. This fucking 8-year-old Amish kid just gives me the middle finger, just like, I'm like, okay. So, you know, I had to flex on the Amish kid, so I turned up the air conditioning in my car. And I guess he wasn't having it, because he sped up his car a little bit, his little 1-horsepower car, and he went by me and he did this. He did the Asian eyes. I was like, all right, man, you calling me Asian? I'll show you what Asians can do. So I committed a hit and run accident. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I smashed his buggy to bits. The kid was fine, but his horse wasn't doing so well. But like, I feel like you should be able to commit hit and runs on Amish people, because like, what are they gonna do? Call the police? Yeah, that's all I got. I got a short set, just like my penis. Oh, also, if anyone here owns some flared leggings, just see me after the show. And yeah, who's next? Hey, we're gonna do the raffle now, everyone, so stay tuned.
How we doing, Deer Park? What's up? Oh man, it's been a long time since we done did one of these shows at Deer Park, man. Give it up for yourselves, man. Great turnout, man. Yeah, I missed this, man. You know, it's been over a year. I've missed, you know, having to talk over the drunk people in the back. I've missed my drunk friends asking me to take a freestyle on stage. I missed, shit, I even missed the drunk hecklers, man. Like, I think what I really missed is alcohol at comedy nights. You know, I don't drink alcohol, but I think I like it because, you know, it makes my friends funnier. You know, I think some of us could use it tonight, but no, everyone did great. Nah, but not much has changed over the past year, except for the fact that I got diagnosed with alopecia. And I don't know if y'all know what that means, but it just means I'm fucking balding. Yeah, shout out that. No, that shit is not to clap for. Let's go, Autumn. Anyways, right? My friends, they tried to comfort me. They were like, yo, you know, look at The Rock, look at Vin Diesel, look at Terry Crews. They're all bald. Bitch, do I look like the fucking Rock? Do I look like Terry Crews? I have baby face. If I went bald, I look like the Brown Caillou. or I look like the brown No David from those books. Man.
That was my role model.
It's tough, you know, for someone like me, you know, my only personality trait is my hair. It's rough. But, you know, I was really surprised when I got my diagnosis because, you know, I don't know why actually. My dad, my uncles, all bald. But, you know, I thought I was going to be the one. You know, I thought I was going to be the one in the family to, you know, break us out of that generational hair poverty. But it doesn't work that way, you know. Genetics is genetics. You can't do nothing about it. Except you can go to the dermatologist and they'll prescribe you meds. And as long as you take these meds, you'll keep your hair. So that's what I did. I went to the dermatologist. And I'm in the dermatologist's office. I'm in the waiting room. And this person next to me, he looks great. He has like a full head of hair, nice skin. I turn over to him, I ask him, I'm like, you look great, man. What are you in here for? He looks over, he's like, I got skin cancer, man. And then he looks at me, he's like, what about you? I didn't want to sound like a bitch. It kind of felt like jail. I didn't want to be in there for hair loss. I said, I was fumbling. I was like, I got COVID. And I'm unvaccinated. And I don't know if any of y'all been to a place of business recently, but if you tell them you have COVID and you're unvaccinated, they're gonna kick you out. And so that's what happened. I made a new appointment with another dermatologist. I think this time I'm gonna tell him I have AIDS. Man. I've been trying dating recently. And by recently, I mean the past 21 years. And I've had to learn a lot of new things. Like, there are a lot of new things coming up, like star signs, for example. I'm a Capricorn, and apparently that means... Hey, shout out my Capricorn. There we go. And that's supposed to mean, you know, you're intelligent, hardworking, you know, quiet. Alright. But I promise y'all, I'm none of those things. I'm loud, obnoxious, and stupid. And another thing, I was on a first date recently, and a girl, she asked me what my love language was. Have y'all heard about this? Love languages? I told her English. And she's like, no, that's not what I meant. I was like, oh, you meant romance languages. Un poco español. You know, I can speak a little bit, like kindergarten level Spanish in the bedroom. I can hit you with the hola mami, donde está la biblioteca? In the bedroom, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, what are our love languages in here? What about you? What's your name? Lucy? Lucy, what's your love language? Quality time? What do you like to do in quality time? Just hang out. I love to hang out. If you know what I'm saying, like if you're not doing nothing later, you know what I'm saying? Like comedy is also like quality time too, you know what I'm saying? Anyone else got any other love languages? What's that?
Yell anal.
Physical touch, you're horny as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. But I am too. What's your love language? Okay, we're not gonna talk about that right now. That's a little crazy. What's your name? Oh, no, I know. You like to give presents? I like presents. December 29, 2001. Okay, word. Anyone here, you know, acts of service type of person? Acts of service? I'll have all y'all know I've been in the military the past 6 years. I've been serving. Anybody, what's the word? Words of affirmation? You're a words of affirmation person? You don't need no words of affirmation. You're perfect. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You don't need no words of affirmation. You smart. You're great. You're amazing. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no words of affirmation. You're perfect. Yeah, I'm single, guys. Anyone else in here single? And my guys? Joe, talk to me, man. Why are you single, man?
Bro, it's just a struggle out here, bro.
It's a struggle out here? That's a terrible reason to be single.
Bro, can't find the right one, bro.
What do you look for in a woman?
Shit. Maybe that's the problem.
Nah, tell me, what you look for?
He's looking for 5 holes.
Come on, give me some answers. Joe, what you look for, bro?
She can't be for the streets.
She can't be for the streets? See, this is a classic case of someone's standards being way too high. That's also very high standards, I'm sorry. Okay, you know, that was my problem. I had really high standards. I lowered them. I got a girlfriend, right? You know, before I lowered my standards, I wanted a girl that would be smart, nice, kind, funny, you know, like athletic, healthy, you know what I'm saying? And I lowered my standards, and I got a girl. She was smart, funny, kind, athletic. She had a terminal illness, but I could see past that for like a few months, you know what I'm saying? I remember on our first date, she told me, she was like, hey, I'm just going to be upfront with you. I got cancer. And I looked at her, I told her, well, I'm a Capricorn. I think this shit going to work out. And then she looked at me again. She's like, no, I have leukemia. And I looked at her in the eyes. I grabbed her hand. And I looked at her real sincere and I told her, listen, I know exactly how you feel. I have alopecia. Yeah, she died. That's all I got for comedy. Let me bring on Alex. We can do something a little special though.
Girls all over the world, I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. They got nothing on you.
Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you.
Nothing on you.
Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you.
They might say hi, and I might say hey, but you shouldn't worry about what they say, 'cause they got nothing on you.
Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you.
Nothing on you.
Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you. Everywhere I go, I'm always hearing your name. And no matter where I'm at, girl, you make me wanna sing. Whether a bus or a plane, or a car or a train, no other girls on my brain, and you the one to blame.
Beautiful girls all over the world, I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted.